Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, Robert Taylor, here, on with another fun adventure in landscape material design. So, as promised, here is the beginning of the auto material portion of my tutorial series, and we will be starting with slopes. Slopes is the easiest one to achieve, and it's generally the first one everybody learns. But I do stress the importance of understanding them and figuring out which works best for you. So we're going to get started here. I've been getting the code prepped and ready. So as you can see, there are two out-of-the-box options that are available from Unreal Engine: the slope mask and the world align blend. Now, the important distinction: the slope mask will only do one side of the axis. What I mean by that is 1, 1, 1. It will only do, I've tried doing the negative side of things, didn't really work, but I'll show you in a test. Whereas world align blend does the whole thing. So if you have a floating island and you want the bottom to show instead of just being this blank canvas, you want world align blend. Or instead of having it show the grass on the bottom when it should be showing the rock, you want the world align blend. If you're doing just a normal landscape, generally this will work. Generally. I usually just use this because I'm lazy. It's more expensive, so do with it as you will. Just be careful with it. Because I do also use it because I attach the normals of materials into here to further alter what it does. But anyways, so we're just going to be going directly into the node to make it easier. Most people are probably going to be working with a layer blend. Um, so, hit plus, name it what you will, do the whole thing, yada yada. There's plenty of tutorials that show how to do that. Um, we're just going to go straight to the meat of the whole thing. So, out of the box, this is what you get from here. Let's save. So out of the box, doing absolutely nothing, this is what it looks like. You may be wondering, well, it's not a thing, it's not doing anything. There's a little bit of white here, a little bit of white here. For the heck of it, we're gonna just hook this part in, because that's not gonna change at all. We hit save, because I want to show you guys what I was talking about. We put it to 0, put it to 1, now it's gonna show up on this side of the world. And then 0, whoops, do 1. Oh, we were already there. And then you do 1, and it shows that side of the world. Now, if we do -1, there we go, it does do it. I was doing something wrong. The -1 will place it here. So negative to negative, so this would work just fine for those that want to just have one side showing it. This is what you would use, a slope mask. This would be ideal when you want to have, say, a snow layer that has the general snowy landscape, but you want one side of it to have more snow than the rest, which is normal in the world. That's how it happens. This would work beautifully for that. So out of the box, it looks like this. Fancy. This one out of the box, we'll be going with the vertex normals, not the explicit normals, because we're not putting any normals in. If I hit save and go, out of the box, this looks nicer. It looks cleaner. It's more ready to go. So that's generally why let's move these out of the way and see what happens. Save. That's why it looked nicer. Nothing going on because nothing is set, which is fine. What I found works best, hit save. We're going with 20, 6.9 with a 1 minus. The reason I put the 1 minus here is if you hover over this, I don't think it'll tell you. Nope, they don't have it there. This has to be a negative number. And I always forget that it has to be a negative number. A 1 minus changes it to a positive number. Sorry, changes a positive number to a negative number and a negative number to a positive number. So honestly, it works. It's right. So because I like keeping it positive, that's what I do. Now, let me put this back to 0 and 1. And we're going to see what the differences are. Like this. I put the fall off to 2. If it's at 1, it looks like this. So 1.5. 1.5 looks pretty decent. But then as you can see, when I got close enough, it's a little yellow. So it's fading into this one. I don't generally like that. And honestly, I don't like how, let's see if I can find a place big enough right here. It's just a perfectly straight line going along and following this, which isn't always the case. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's even more obvious right here. So we're going to be creating our own function that I call the edge noise function. It's great and it works beautifully with auto materials. It also works beautifully if you're doing something weird with height. If you're using height, and I can show that off later in the series if we have time for it. When painting, I mean. So, we are going to be creating the edge noise node. I already have it created right here. I'm going to click on it, and we're going to start from right here. So obviously you need a texture sample, and you may want to alter it. So you're going to also want to get a texture object. This right here is just the low res blur. So if you just type in noise, this is what I found this one and got it. It's in the engine, so you have it. And then from here, the text chord, divide. I always do divide and set it up so that it doesn't have to have, like this one, it requires the code. It helps you remember to connect it. So that is this part right here. Now I pull out of the green channel. Why? There's slightly more data in the green channel, and to help you better understand it, 16 bits divided by 3. That's an odd number. There's more in green, and that's attributed to the fact that the human eyesight sees green more clearly than any other color. So there's slightly more data there. Not enough to really matter, but slight. I then divide it from the other code. And that'll make sense in a little bit. I then clamp it to 0 and 1. Otherwise, you start getting strange artifacts. The textures will start going into weird colors, and it just doesn't look natural. Then a power node for the contrast, and a lerp for the edge noise intensity. Now the lerp, the B goes here, the A goes straight from the other code. So it decides how to do the intensity from this code and the other code. And a saturate, again, it's very similar to a clamp. Use them. They're cheap. They're free. I shouldn't say they're cheap. They're free. They cost nothing to use resource-wise. Use them. Never hurts. Anyways, then you put it into the output results. So obviously, right click, materials, material functions. By now, based off of the previous videos, you should know how to do that. So then once you have this placed, order this stuff how you will. I put this on the top for reasons that will be obvious in a second, and then just set this up how you want. I was lazy with it, so I prefer having edge noise size on the top. It should have been up there, but I didn't. I'm not going to do anything with the texture, so I'm not going to. If we come over here, move this. The other code is this. Then you place that in here. Now see what happens when I hit save. Look at that. We got noise. We got it looking amazing. Now I put the edge noise at 8, but I believe it's set up to be 4 maybe. Edge noise, or the size. No, I have it set to 1. So if I were to put this at 1, you can clearly see tiling. And that's because its purpose is not to give you tiny noise. So, put this back up to 8. Now for those that want additional noise, you could just as easily copy paste, do this again, copy paste, edge noise size, oh, whoops, 2, so I'm going to keep these identical, contrast, intensity, put that in there, and I'll put this to 2, place it in there, save. Now it's creating small noise on top of the big noise. To better understand, yeah, if you're selecting the landscape, you're going to get, your frame rate's going to drop. So to better see it up close, save and watch. So it added more noise, which may be what you want, and if that's what you want, fantastic. For the sake of simplicity, I will just keep it like this for now. And now I will show the final result, not alpha, vertex normals. This one. Save. There shouldn't be too much of a difference, but there is. That's fine, because if I go here to 6.8, okay, 6, there we go. 6 better shows the noise. So if I went back with 6.8, you can't really see all that much change here. So if you were to say put this to 1, because of how it's set up, you can skip having to have 2 and go straight to having just the small noise showing up. That was funny, because I can't go up there like that. So what this tells me, I'm trying to go up this should be a cliff. So let's put this, does that do it? Yeah. So 18. Actually, let's keep it at 20. And the bias, we put you to 12. No. 7, 8. There we go. 8.1. Yeah, 8.2. I'm trying to get the grass off of here, which I just did. And there we go. So now if I hit play, wherever there's grass I can climb, wherever there isn't I cannot. And that's the biggest benefit of an auto material. You know what's going to work. You know what's not going to work. Um, if I were to do an auto list material and I imported the splat mask and that grass was still there and I was trying to climb up it and I couldn't, I would then have to go back into my software and place it in there, which can be annoying, but at the same time it could be beneficial because it's cheaper. Not necessarily better, but it is slightly cheaper to do it that way. So there you have it. That is the auto material for slopes. So to better understand it, I don't like this, so I'm just going to delete it. If you want to keep that side of it, you can. Like this. Right here is the slope mask. Now you may be wondering how to do 2 slope masks. That, ladies and gents, is a fantastic question. So to add the dirt, sorry, I'm pulling up my notes here for my other one. Angle mask. Like that. Huh. I don't even remember how my code works. That's how long it's been, you guys. Don't ever take this long to look at your materials. Oops. Don't want to deal with that right now. Alright. So then... Oh, okay. I'm special. Very special. So, for this, it does the... I'm trying to make sure I get this set up correctly because the transitions can be funny otherwise. So, transition. Okay. We're just going to figure it out like this. So, this should be, instead of that, that needs to be here. Let's save. Then, we need another one of these. Place this right here. You in here. And we need another one of these. We're going to be doing this. Just like that. Whoops, that would mess things up greatly. The noise goes there. See, that's why it's good to have everything in the proper order. Then copy paste. Vertex normal. Copy paste. Slope. Now we will put slope sharpness 2 and 2. Place it right there. Now if I put this at 8.3, 8.5. There we go. We hit save. Huzzah! We now have it set up exactly how it should be. If you're wanting, both. If we come here to this, change you to 2. We put you to 0. Hit 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now, this noise, like I said, I went with a free noise mask. Any noise mask will work. Let's see if they have what other noise masks they have, and we can actually, let's do it this way. Texture object and convert to parameter. I'm just going to keep it called param. Place it here. If you type in noise, there's this. Let's see what this does. You hit save. And that noise, in my opinion, is ha 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 ha. Let's put you there. I was wondering why they looked so different. Place it like this. There we go. Certainly looks significantly better. And if we put this to 5, looks much cleaner. Now I don't like how we have dirt showing up right here, but you might, and it's okay to keep. Now what I think might be throwing me off though is here in the dirt, if we change the tinting, oh no, we want to go to the curve. The curve stuff, so I'm going to do this, search, I think it's this one. Hit OK. Come here to this one. Hit OK. See, the dirt's looking more like dirt now. That was the problem. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is slopes. And that's also how you do 2 sets of slope mask changes. It's quite convenient. It's quite easy. And obviously, if you wanted the noise to be different for each of them, it's not difficult to set that up differently. So that is slopes. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot, and if you have any questions or you're not understanding something or you want to run an idea by me, please feel free to leave a question or comment below or join my Discord. Please make sure you like and subscribe, as next week we will be going over height blend. Not only will I be showing height blend, but we will make it to where the height blend and the slope blend will work in tandem together, so you're not having to wait for another tutorial down the road that will combine them together like I did with the functions and everything. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.